It's Thirsty Thursday. You're so thirsty, thirsty Thursday. Thirsty for knowledge, thirsty Thursday. Drink it up.
We're wrapping up International Assistance Dog Week. And since HUD reports that 60% of fair housing complaints are based on the denial of the request for reasonable accommodations and modifications, I thought no better time than to share with you assistance animals. Say this, not that. Let's imagine that a customer comes into your office and states that they have an assistance or service animal. They need a special accommodation. Is the animal required because of a disability? Are you disabled? There are two primary laws that govern our industry in relation to reasonable accommodations and persons with disabilities. Many times industry professionals get these two laws confused. So I encourage you to ensure that you and your team members have a thorough understanding of the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Fair Housing Act. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, which typically applies to the public areas of your property, such as the rental office, the ADA only recognizes service animals. And in addition to that, they typically only recognize trained dogs or in some cases miniature horses as service animals. However, under the Fair Housing Act, additional animals such as assistance animals, emotional support animals, companion animals, and therapy animals are all encompassed as reasonable accommodations for persons with disabilities. That's why it's important to really have a good understanding of the differences between these laws and where they apply on your property. Now keep in mind, assistance animals or emotional support animals may not have been trained to perform a specific work or task. By the Fair Housing Act, that's not required. But when trying to determine if an accommodation should be granted, what work or task has the animal been trained to perform? Is this animal certified? Now let's assume this individual has made the request. It is not a service animal under the definition of ADA, and now you have to determine if it's allowed as an assistance animal. We have an interactive process for reasonable accommodation request. Let's talk a little bit about your specific needs and I can get started on the paperwork. We're going to need proof of that. Handling requests for reasonable accommodations and modifications can be somewhat of a tricky situation, and quite frankly, it makes a lot of people nervous. That's why it's important that our companies have written policies in place, that our team members are well trained, and we're constantly tapped into what's going on in our industry and with fair housing laws. For more information on fair housing courses and specifically on assistance animals, please reach out to me via online. I have an array of courses that can help you and your team become better educated and more informed about this industry topic.